Next up, we have Edge of the Future from the 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim original soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member, all that good stuff. Once again, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers before Christmas 2025, which is an actual possibility right now, blows my mind. I will take a single fanfiction of the choice of the community, whatever y'all want. One fanfiction, I will fully produce, record, and voice act a audiobook for it. And, has to be achieved through legitimate means. So, no account duping, no bonding, nothing like that. Share the videos, bring people to the community, get me collabs with other artists, whatever, that kind of stuff. Use the hype feature on YouTube. I don't know how that works. We have people on the Discord that know that. And members, if you're a member, you get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays. And if you are a member, a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the content on Saturday for the entire week. So consider becoming a member today. Disclaimers, this is my first time listening to this, so I will be pausing a lot and I will be speaking a lot as I will be pointing things out and speaking and explaining things as I see them or as I realize them. So, disclaimer number two, this is recorded live on stream on a single take. I just stumbled upon my words quite a bit. I will do it again. Whatever happens, happens. With that being said, let's do this. Edge of the Future. Let's go. And Washington, we just spun the wheel for this, so let's see where this goes. Okay, we start with two main layers of synths. This one's kind of confusing. First layer is playing the chords in one rhythm, giving us an initial beat, and the other one is giving us a melody with what I think is going to be our initial motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the essence from which everything else comes from. And there's a couple of leitmotifs in this track. Okay, and I don't know them. So, I would say we have a little bit of delay on these. So when it comes to instruments, digital instruments, you don't get the natural echo that you would get with other instruments, so you have to emulate it. And the way you emulate it is with one of two main types of echo. One of them is reverb, and the other one is delay. See them as the following. Reverb would be you speaking or singing in an empty church or an empty auditorium, that kind of immediate echo, while delay is you are standing in the Grand Canyon and you yell out. And, it takes a moment for the sound to bounce back and you hear it back again and that kind of stuff. So, hold on. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mosh Pit. Welcome today. How you doing? So we have some delay over here to give us a little bit of extra pace and extra beat. Let's see where this goes. We have, you can hear the motif there, and so we repeat this. We bring in another synth, giving us some chords on the lower side, and a bass, bringing in our bass line. While doing a bit of a bass solo kind of thing. Let's see where it goes. We repeat the rest. The rest is repeated. There you go, the bass is doing more of a melody right now. Vocal lines, higher up. Okay, we repeat. So yeah, we're basically doing the same thing, we're just changing the chords around. So we're having a big phrase, and the phrase is the combination of the melodies of the motifs that we're doing, and we are repeating this while changing the chord that we're doing this in and letting the bass do some adornments here and there. Surprisingly straightforward for how complex the individual lines are. Let's see where it goes. Indeed, jazz. So yeah, we bring in a drum set, we change the melody over to this particular synth, and now we have the accompaniment doing accents instead of doing the full beat that they were doing before. Accents, of course, being for it's not to tell whether somebody's from New York or Boston. It's for accentuation. And accentuation is you highlight specific parts of the beat or rhythm with another instrument. In this case, we're doing the accompaniment, so the synths and the bass are doing specific points in the rhythm while we have the melody going on. Let's see where it goes. Slowly increasing the intensity of the background. The melody is being developed. Still using those same motifs. So we're engaging in variations of the motifs, mainly sequencing and inversions. So sequencing, what I said sequencing? We do have inversions, but for the sake of explaining, right? So sequencing is a way of developing a motif, then we have inversion. So let's say we have our motif that is this shape of melody. Sequencing would be to repeat it, but instead of repeating it from the exact same spot, you start the motif somewhere else in the scale, and you just repeat it over and over from different points in the scale. Inversion is when you grab a motif or a musical idea of any kind, of any melody, you grab that and you flip it upside down, and you get yourself an inversion, which helps you give a wider wider shape to this, or a more complete shape. Let's see where this goes. So yeah, you can hear the accompaniment. We're bringing in the vocals above. The bass is doing another rhythm now, independently. Cap Corgi, welcome to today, man. It's good to see ya. It's good to see you leaving a lurk. Hell yeah, brother. Good to see you, man. It's very, very good to see you. Welcome to today, man. Welcome to today. All right, let's see where this goes. So yeah, now we're having the motif going downwards instead of upwards, so it's inverted. So we switch over. We bring in another accompaniment for this. We have another rhythm. So yeah, we're now having the orchestral area of this. We're having some strings. We're having some, what sounds to be the horn section, like the brass section. So trumpets, trombones, maybe a tuba. It could be, most likely it's going to be the trombones, the tuba, and the French horns, because I don't hear trumpets there. And yeah, there you go. Will it need a special role to show that I'm valid? If you need somebody else's external validation to validate that you're valid, then maybe you shouldn't have it. Here's a parable. Here's a parable I once heard. There was once a girl who saw a cat. And she happily went to the cat and said, "Hello, cat." And the cat said, "Hello, little girl." And the little girl said, "Hello, cat, what is your name?" Who are you?" asked the little girl, and the cat said, "Well, I am me." And the little girl, but what is your name?" And the cat said, "I don't have one." And she asked, "Well, how will I know who I am, how you are, if you don't have a name?" And the cat said, "I don't need a name to know who I am." Moral of the story, I'm going to leave that up to you. Let's continue. Alright, we switch over to another melody. So yeah, we keep the accompaniment, and yeah, now this is a completely different melody, which my understanding here is that this could be a leitmotif. So a leitmotif, it's been a while since we talked about leitmotifs. A leitmotif is a type of motif that is more of a theme than anything else. This was coined by Richard Wagner during his Ring cycle of operas. Ring Cycle of Operas, it's 4 operas that he wrote, starting with Das Rheingold. It's about 12 to 16 hours of opera, depending on the performance that you see. And yeah, that's a lot of music to write. So Wagner decided, I am going to reuse some of my material. And he came up with the idea of the leitmotif. A leitmotif is a theme for a specific thing. For example, in Das Rheingold, the theme of Valhalla. Because, you know, it happens in Norse mythology and that kind of thing. So whenever Valhalla is shown on stage or mentioned or referred to in any given way, you will get the Wagner tubas playing the theme of Valhalla. And this is something that you hear throughout the entirety of the cycle. So all 4 operas, whenever Valhalla is mentioned in one context or another, the leitmotif plays. So every leitmotif is a motif. Not every motif is a leitmotif. A motif turns into a leitmotif when it is reused in a different piece of music to reference the same material as a callback. Another leitmotif that we have nowadays, ba 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 ba, 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 ba. You hear that regardless of where you're in, regardless of the context, you know what that is. You know who that is. That, for those of you who don't know, that is John Cena's leitmotif. Yeah, you can't see it. So, yeah, you know who that is. So regardless of the piece, if you have some sort of music, any other musical piece, and you hear that motif, that is going to be referencing John Cena. That is a leitmotif. That is a leitmotif right there. So, the Freedom leitmotif, which just plays almost all Secret Bosses theme. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, leitmotif is going to be some sort of theme. It's going to be some sort of constant. And it sounds like that is what we're getting over here. Let's see where it goes. A quick change. Ooh, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So, we are now switching over to the orchestra. We're having the violins giving us these very, very dramatic staccatos. So, staccato is, and it could even be a spiccato. Even a piccato, I think it is. Which is just short bursts of music, and I think spiccato is just a lot stronger than that, and basically just dramatic short bursts. But most importantly, we're getting slaps from the double basses. We're getting the trombones and the tubas once again giving us that boom, boom, boom kind of feeling, but then we're having the double basses slapping, and there's a very big difference between a regular slap in a bass guitar. So a bass guitar, if you see a bass guitar, the concept of slapping is that you will see the strings over here, and the idea is to slap the string on the fretboard. And you achieve that usually by either grabbing your thumb and slapping it in, or by hooking your other fingers and pulling the string, letting it go, and that force, that rebound is going to bring you back. However, if we look at a double bass, usually you can see that the strings are a little bit closer there, but achieving that same type of slapping is going to be difficult by the way that you hold the instrument. So how do you achieve a slap on a double bass? You grab the bow and you smack the bow on the strings. Usually, this is not something that bass players are going to be very happy to do, especially because these are extremely expensive instruments. So there are players that will bring, like, you know, a double bass. If we were to double bass price, how much does a double bass cost? A single double bass, the cheapest we can find over here, that's 345,000 Hungarian forint. That is about that's about $1,000 for a very, very cheap 3/4 sized double bass. A master double bass, that's 8 million forint. Rash, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the March Pit. Welcome today. So, to USD, 8 million forint. 8,813. That is $26,000 for a single bass in Hungary. Keep in mind, these are Hungarian prices. In Hungary, living with $30,000 a year is a very comfortable life. So an instrument that costs you $26,000, that is extremely expensive. That is extremely expensive. So yes, bringing that to a, slapping the strings onto your very, very expensive instrument is not something that the players are going to be very happy about. So they're usually going to bring a rented or a cheaper version of the instrument. They will actually bring in 2 double basses and swap between the double basses for the section that you need to slap the strings on. Because otherwise you do that. I need to steal one of those and sell it. Do not, because just like with there was this case of somebody who stole like Pokemon cards from a shop because they were very expensive. Yeah, they keep very careful track of which instruments are sold to who and everything. So yeah, first off, stealing a double bass, there are smaller things you can steal probably that would take considerably less work to move from one place to another, because these things are massive and they are fragile. These instruments are extremely fragile. So, yes, first off, don't steal in general. Second off, if you're gonna do it, don't do it with music instruments. Probably just fits in a bag. Yeah, no. So, no, do not steal, and do not steal a double bass. So, yeah, we're having the strings being slapped, and, massive and fragile like your ego? No. No, like my sanity, that's different. My sanity is considerably more fragile than my ego. Yeah. Let's see. Let's continue. So there we go. You're hearing now those horns going. We have bells. The bells are giving us the motif there. We modulate, and now we're just bringing the full orchestra. Complete drama. We break things down. Oh, beautiful. The trumpet's carrying the motif now. Very beautiful. We bring in the chimes, the glockenspiels, giving us the same chords that we had before. They're just now on the higher end of everything else. And oh my god, this is absolutely beautiful. Let's see where this goes. Requests are not open right now. Do not request songs. We've got a very nice crescendo. We repeat this. Oh my god. Okay, so we have the trumpet giving us the initial motif, and from below we bring in the French horns giving us those bombastic... This is what brass instruments are built for. Loud, bombastic, center stage, absolutely beautiful. So this is what a trumpet looks like for those of you who don't know. We have the trumpet here giving us those very high, almost screeching notes. Then we have the French horn, which is this other instrument, which is a little bit more mellow, a little bit more royal in the sound, because as you saw with the trumpets, the bell is pointing forward. It's a very small instrument. However, the French horn, the bell is pointing down and backwards, which means some of that sound is going to get obfuscated in some way, giving us this sound. And yes, usually this kind of thing is a lot more. Let's see where this goes. Ah, beautiful. The crescendo. Where are we going? We bring this moment back. So marimba and xylophone. Variations. Some of the same accents that we had before. And Mr. Deebles, welcome today. How you doing? So let's see. And no hidden crystals. You don't put your hand in the hole of the French horns. You put the hand on the bell of the French horn. Let's see where this goes. We bring this completely rhythmic, completely transitionary. We tone things down, but we're still keeping that accompaniment more or less the same. Man, this is very cinematic. We bring in those staccatos that the violins were doing before, but now we bring them with the trumpet doing what we call a crescendo. Crescendo just means to get louder. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. It's just getting louder. The opposite of a crescendo is either a diminuendo or a decrescendo, depending on which school of philosophy you're looking at. So, yeah, we have the trumpets getting louder, the orchestra being used very much for their uses, very, very good use of brass instruments over here. Let's see where it goes. We bring in a chorus to give us those chords. The violins are carrying the motif right now. We bring it down. The violins still carrying the accompaniment. Now the brass carrying those motifs. We bring in the electronic kit. We bring back the electronic kit with the bass guitar, and most importantly, we keep the motifs still. So now we have the mix of the orchestra with the digital, very, very good mix of the old and the new. The vocals giving us these really, really cool lines. That's very cool. Let's see where it goes. Yeah, it almost sounds like Cartoonelico, yeah. Oh, the French horns, dude, carrying those motifs. All right. We start moving away from the orchestral elements. Now we're having the singing instead, carrying the motifs with the vocals instead. So yes, now we pretty much moved away from the orchestral strings. We do still have some of those trumpets in there, but now we're slowly transitioning further and further into the electronic elements of this, plus the vocal track. Let's see where it goes. Very nice voice, very nice voice. Now the vocals are doing the motif, with those French horns doing a beautiful response. Oh. How are you gonna end this, though? We're bringing some of the orchestral elements back. Let's see. Ah, so cool. Man, I love the French horn. I love the French horn so much. And yeah, you were having a kind of call and response with the vocal. Once the vocal stops, we have the French horn doing that very beautiful leaping part of the motif. And yeah, we're in outro territory, I would say, because we're just repeating these things over and over. Very good for a video game soundtrack. Let's see where it goes. Voice carrying the motif again. And we have some other vocals in the background holding the chords. Very nice. Basically giving vocals. How are you gonna end this? Continuing the vocals, yes. Bigger clock face? Probably clock. Alright. We bring it back here, and we fade it out. I assume that this just loops infinitely in the game. I really don't like fade outs. But I think this just loops infinitely in the game until it's interrupted by something else. So I will tolerate it, because I think this is going to be something that it just loops in the game, and that's it. That is disappointing, but yeah. Anyway, there you go. That was Edge of the Future from the 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim original soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member, all that good stuff. Once again, if we somehow reach 10,000 subscribers before Christmas 2025, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community. Whatever y'all want, one fan fiction, I will fully produce, record, and voice act an audiobook for it. So get picking, because it's an actual possibility. I can't believe it even is, but it is a possibility. This has to be done legit though, so no account duping, no buying followers, no botting, nothing like that. Sharing the videos, people bringing people over, getting collaborations with other artists, all that kind of stuff. Legitimate, honest work, right? And the YouTube hype feature. I don't know how it works, but we have people on the Discord that do. So if you want to coordinate with that, you can check the Discord. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you are a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos for the week on Saturdays. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, if you're on the live stream, do not request just yet. And if you're not on the live stream, go to the Discord, link down below. Go to the LFA requests channel. Follow the instructions on the pinned message. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you're not in Europe, no worries. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in the Discord and Twitch link down below. And yes, follow the so yes, if you live in I don't know what's town in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Discord, Twitch, they both have the stream schedule showing in your local time zone, so do that. And follow the gaming channel, because of course I have a gaming channel. Games Are Bastard. That's where I put the recordings of the VODs of the after show gaming that we do. Link down below, or just search on YouTube. Same username as James R. Bastard, just with the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you go. That was very interesting. Very good stuff. Sad that it ends with a fade out, but what can you do? Edge of the future. Good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.